Hey everybody, Angela Carboni here. I hope you guys are all having a awesome Friday afternoon. It is about, what is it, 3:35 here in Edmonton, just outside Edmonton. So some of you guys might be just finishing up your workday. Some of you guys might be on your commute home, whatever you're doing, but I hope you're having a wonderful Friday and all ready for the weekend. Hi Kevin. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today. Hi Yan, because I did a go live last Saturday about how if I could find something positive when my mom passed away, then you should be able to find something positive in your life. Hi Tony, hi Kim. And I got some feedback on the video, and then I got a lot of private messages. And one of them was like, "Oh my God, you must be the most positive person on the planet." And hi Patrick. And I was like, "No, I'm not. I like that's not that's not what I am. I just know how to look for the silver lining, and any of you could learn how to do this too." Hi Raymond. Hi everybody. Thank you for all the likes and everything. This comes straight out of the magic. Okay, so day 26 of the magic teaches you how to take things that aren't so wonderful, or maybe things that happen that are negative, and turn them into something you can be grateful for. The example they use in the magic is, if you're speeding and you get pulled over by a police officer and you get a ticket, you get fined, $100, $150, whatever. It explains, well, be grateful that the police officer was there to pull you over and give you the ticket, because you could have ended up in an accident and you could have hurt yourself or somebody else. You know what I mean? So, these are all, hi Marissa, these are all, ways to look at things, so if you can't find the silver lining in something, it's because you haven't looked hard enough. It's not that it's not there. It's always there. There's always something to be grateful for out of every situation, whether it's a positive or a negative situation. So, you just have to find it. So in order to find it, thank you guys for your comments. Tony, Kevin, I love you guys. You're just so wonderful. In order to find the silver lining, and I'm going to tell you guys, some of you have seen this on some of my other go lives. I used to be the most negative bitch on the planet. I never focused on the positive. I always focused on the negative. Even when I would meet new people, I'd be like, I want to know how this person can screw me over before I even think of trusting them. So all I was looking for in people was the negative, the bad, the how are they going to mess with my life kind of view. And this, I'm telling you guys, this is the most useless attitude in life and in business and just to general happiness that you could ever have. I was just hateful. I hated everybody and everything annoyed me. Just to put it, kind of quickly and sum it all up. So about the last 5 years, I've been doing a lot of work on me and learning about me and learning who I am and who I want to be and what kind of life I want to have. Okay. And, you could ask anybody. I'm constantly hearing this from Kevin Wong, one of my mentors. He's like, Angie, you want to help everybody that you can't help everybody that you want to help. Like, you want to be there for everybody, but it's physically impossible for you to do that. So one of the ways for me to be there for you guys and pass on these lessons is to do these go lives. So that's why I'm doing these things. That's what's motivating me. That's what I love to do, is pass on what I've learned to other people, because it's going to benefit you in some way if you put it into action. So, back around to what I was talking about in finding the silver lining in a negative situation. So, there's a lot of people here in Alberta who are losing their jobs, and that is very scary. That can be a tremendous stressor on somebody. There's a lot of layoffs going on in the oil and gas industry, and that, because of the dip in the oil and gas industry, that causes other industries to have problems too, and people are losing their jobs as well. So if you lose your job, and just throwing this out there as a possible event that could happen, and a way to get some gratitude out of it, is if you got laid off or something, you could maybe be grateful that you no longer have to work for a boss that you can't stand. Or you can be grateful that you don't have to work with people that you never really liked to begin with. Or you could be grateful that you're out of a job that you really didn't like that much to begin with either. You were just kind of doing it, for the paycheck. And if you had a job that you liked, and you worked with people that you liked, then, you know, so it's not that you hated where you were and you really loved your job and you got laid off or whatever, you know, has happened, or your job got just, you know, your job doesn't exist anymore, because that's happening a lot too, is you can be grateful for what that job had given you over the, you know, if you were at this job for a year, you could be grateful thinking, you know what, for the last year, I got to go to work every day and work with people I liked and be really happy and make some income. And, you know, the last year was good. So now I'm going to be grateful that, you know, this door may have closed, but that means another one is opening. So that means that this door might have closed right now on getting laid off, but the universe is opening up another door for you somewhere. Okay. You may not be able to see it right the moment when you get laid off, because the immediate reaction is, oh my God, what am I going to do? I need money. I need to pay my bills. I need to, you know, provide for my family, whatever it is. So the shock is going to be the initial feeling. But once you get past that, you're going to start opening your eyes to other things, because you have to. Now you need to find that other opportunity that the universe opened up for you. And I am telling you, it is there. It is always there. Okay. You just have to look for it. That I don't know how more, I don't even know. I'm so passionate about this. I don't even know how to tell you guys that. All you have to do is open your eyes. Most people walk through this life with blinders on. And if you guys are getting any value out of this, let me know. Give me some likes or whatever. I certainly don't want to waste your time on a Friday afternoon. I know you want to get right to your weekend and enjoy your time off. But it is vital, absolutely vital, that you find the silver lining in situations that happen in your life. It is vital, because we're all gonna have obstacles. We're all gonna have problems that come up. We're all gonna have family issues, maybe, or health issues, or job related issues, or money related issues. You know, we're all gonna come across that. I have those problems in my life too. I'm a normal everyday person. They happen to me as well. The only thing that I do that might differ a little bit from what you do is I choose to find the positive in the negative. I will always keep looking for the positive thing to come out of that mistake that I made, or you know, a negative consequence that happened to me through no fault of my own, like, you know, the oil and gas industry, you know, trouble there. You know, if you're a you know, my man's a welder, and if you're a welder out there right now and you got laid off because you know, the oil and gas industry just isn't growing like it used to, that's no fault of your own. You had no control over how the oil and gas industry grows and what the companies are going to spend money on and what they're not going to spend money on. So that's an external thing that's happening to you. If you get laid off, that is an external thing happening to you, but you still need to find the positive in the situation. And when I talked earlier about the magic example about like getting pulled over for, you know, for speeding, well, that's a mistake that you personally have made. You were speeding, you know. I mean, we could go so far as to push this to basically any crime, you know, like if you got caught drunk driving and you got, you know, a license suspension and a $2,500 fine and a whole bunch of other stuff that happens when you get caught drunk driving, you can be grateful that you didn't write off a whole family, you know, who happened to be on the road at the wrong time, you know, and got hit by a drunk driver. There's always a worst case scenario. You need to look for the best case scenario, okay? In the mistakes you make and in the things that happen to you, because they're both two different things, right? I just want to read some of your comments here. So Tony is saying, I can tell you are having breakthroughs. Tony, I've been having breakthroughs for 5 years, and I am grateful for everyone. Kyla, any new perspective and insight is good. Definitely not a waste of time. Awesome. Thank you. Nelson, I lost everything in 2001 after 9/11. I was homeless for 4 years and have been through my share of hard times. My God, Nelson, I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, congratulations that you made it through 9/11. That was awful, you know. And sometimes, like, you know, I had a kind of a catastrophic thing happen to me 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago now. And that's what woke me up in life. Like, some of you guys know I had a near fatal car accident 5 years ago. I talk about it on some of my other Go Lives because it was the catalyst for me to make change. It was my aha moment. It was my wake the hell up, Angie. You are not living the life you wanted. You better go and find the life you want. And so the reason why all of my, when I say most of my change has happened in the last 5 years is because that's when I had kind of my catastrophe to wake me up. And for a lot of people, 9/11 was the catastrophe that, you know, changed their life in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? You know, my accident, I injured I broke my right arm, shattered my right leg, head injury, back injury, nerve damage. But you know what? I'm still alive. And I could have easily been killed in that accident, easily, you know. And I was about a year after I had my accident, I was going back into the hospital for another surgery on my right knee. It was my third then, I think. And I used to be a smoker then, and I was out in front of the hospital in their smoking area smoking. And this guy, he was on a bed that had wheels, like instead of a wheelchair, it was like a wheel bed, and he wheeled himself out to the smoking pit. And his name was Mike, and we started talking. And he was hiking up, I don't remember which mountain now, but he was hiking up a mountain, and he fell, and he kind of landed on this big rock plateau and shattered his legs. And the doctors took his legs from just below the hip down. His legs were gone. And so he came out and we were talking about this, and he was like, well, I'm also a big swimmer. I can still swim. And, you know, I mean, I could have been killed. So like, I just was like, holy crap, man. Like, the doctor took your legs and you have found a way to come up with to being positive with this. Like, I will never, Mike may forget me, but I will never forget Mike and the conversation we had that day. Like, it was profound, because that was one of the times when I was like, look, man, my life really isn't as bad as I thought it was, or this situation isn't quite as bad as I thought it was, or, you know, this injury could have been a hell of a lot worse. And yes, I could have died. You know what I mean? So you guys, the silver lining is there. It is there every time. We just tend to focus on the negative, because it's easier to blame somebody, and it's easier it's just easier to see the negative. It is harder to see the positive in things in life. It just is sometimes, you know. I mean, it takes work to find a positive thing in a negative. It does. It takes you looking, it takes you thinking, it takes you getting really engaged, you know. And we can go on and on like this for the rest of our lives. And many people do, you guys. It's the people like you who are on this Go Live who have woken up already to this and been like, yeah, there's another way to live this life of ours. There's a different way for us to think. There's a different way for us to behave. And if we think and behave differently, our lives change. And not only do our lives change, but everybody's lives in all the relationships we have change too. You affect the people around you. Okay? So the perspective idea, you guys, please, please, please look for that silver lining, because it's there. It is so there. Christy, thank you for your comment. You are so right, she says. I'm not here to be right or wrong. I'm here to tell you guys that without a doubt, I believe 110%, there is a positive in every negative. You just have to look for it. And when you look that way and you start thinking that way, then your life responds that way, and the universe responds that way back to you. Okay? So I'm going to let you guys go for now. Friday afternoon, so get on with your weekend. I love and appreciate all of you guys. If you have any comments more for me, I'd love to see them. And I will see y'all on my next Go Live. Ciao for now.